Hi everyone, and welcome back to the GuideWell Insights Lounge. This is Kate Warnock coming to you from on location at the Oliver Wyman Health Innovation Summit. We have our next guest, Mr. Brandon Ballinger. Brandon, welcome to the interview.
Oh, glad to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. So Brandon, you are the CEO of Cardiogram. Fascinating company. I'm so excited that you're here with us. So let's start with your first question. So in doing some research on you, Brandon, there was a profile this May on CNBC that stated that the mobile health app that you founded, Cardiogram, had a daily open rate of 73%. That's a phenomenal adoption rate, isn't it? Yeah. So is this success an indicator of where people want the health sector to go, and are we ready for a digital health future?
Yeah, I think the patients are really enthusiastic about this. A lot of the people who use Cardiogram have never seen their heart rate data.
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing is that your heart rate changes minute to minute and reflects everything that happens in your life. So the average person opens the app about 3 times a day. They'll check their sleep in the morning. They have a stressful meeting, they'll check that. They go for a run, they'll check their heart rate recovery. So there's a lot of excuses to care about it. And we think this is a big contrast between the way Cardiogram works and digital health works in general, and say a traditional medical device where the patient may never see their data.
Right, right. So you're making it accessible, and how personal is that to know what your own heart rate is? Is this something that you find people are really beginning to track over time?
Yeah, it's very empowering to the patient to be able to track that over time. So to give you one metric, about 54% of people are active on the 90th day after install. That's actually a number higher than Twitter or Instagram.
Wow. Wow, that's really something. Well, congratulations. You've obviously cracked the code here. So, all right, so can you share with our audience the details of the heart rhythm study you conducted with UCSF Cardiology, and how does this demonstrate how AI might change the future of diagnostics?
Yeah, so we enrolled about 6,000 Cardiogram users into a study with UCSF Cardiology. And what we did is we trained a deep neural network, which we called Deep Heart, on about 70% of the user's data. And it was trained to distinguish heart patterns associated with atrial fibrillation, the most common abnormal heart rhythm, with normal heart rhythm. So distinguishing chaotic rhythm from normal rhythm.
Okay.
And it was 97% accurate when compared to an in-hospital gold standard. And so that's the result that we showed last week, and we have more results on sleep apnea and hypertension coming out next week.
Oh, fantastic. So tell me, why is it important for your company to have this connection back to academics and really making this evidence-based, instead of just another app on the market?
Yeah, so the American Medical Association head was famous for calling digital health snake oil, and we think it's important it's not snake oil. We think it's important that it be clinically validated, subject to the type of rigorous validation a medical device or a drug would be subject to. So in the first month of the company, we launched the study with UCSF. We've always believed in peer-reviewed published research, and we think this is the foundation of a good business model in healthcare, is proving that the technology works so that health plans, employers feel comfortable reimbursing for it.
So you're running towards the opportunity.
Exactly.
You're not running away from the notion that you can't be legitimate.
Exactly.
Right,
exactly.
Right. All right. Well, again, looking at your background, Brandon, based on your experience at Google and your other company, Sift Science, it would have been natural to assume that you choose healthcare fraud as the problem to be solved, but you chose a very different path with Cardiogram. Why did the heart win out?
Yeah, I think healthcare fraud is a big problem, but what my co-founder Johnson and I love about Cardiogram is that we have a direct connection with our users. So, 200,000 people use the app each month. 160,000 people will open the app today, and those users send us back stories of cases where they discovered an abnormal heart rhythm, or they're helping to manage their diabetes. So the depth of impact that we can have on people's lives is just can't be compared.
So that's fantastic. So tell me, I'm just curious, because your background is so profound in the fraud space, and you've built companies around it. What is it that really, was it just the opportunity to be working more with people directly that drew you that way, or was there, maybe what are the connections between the science that you learned from the fraud detection to apply to what you're doing now? Is there one?
Yeah, they both use machine learning and artificial intelligence at the core. So in both cases, you're taking a very large data set. You might have some rare events. For fraud, that's credit card fraud events. For health, that may be, say, an episode of atrial fibrillation or undiagnosed sleep apnea. and you're building a statistical model to distinguish people who have that problem from people who don't. So there are actually structural connections between the techniques you use.
Okay, all right. Well, it's so great having you with us here in the GuideWell Insights Lounge. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, our pleasure. All right, this is Kate Warnock. We're going to be taking a short break from the live stream, but be sure to tune back in. We'll be live in about another hour, I believe. So thanks for watching.